Play the part and make it work. Yeah. Alright. You know what this song's about. Let me explain it. It's a boom tune as well, so run it. Really. Yeah. Play the part and make it work. What does that mean, like, in today's world, in today's money and that? Yeah. Well, basically, it was a comment on certain things that you see in life and certain expressions that are there and certain impressions that you get from things, and basically when you dig deeper you find out something else. Now let's take religion for instance. Basically when you look at religion and you study it hard, you find that basically most, if not all, religious rituals were originated from pagan ones. If you look at circumnavigating a black box, that's what pagans used to do. If you look at holy water that they use in exorcisms, that's things that pagans used to do and they still do to this day. Those are concepts that pagans use. Yeah. If you look at offerings that we make to the Lord, those are things that pagans call sacrifices to the dark lords. So everything that religion does has pagan origin in terms of custom, culture and ritual, if you like. So I practice religion, but I don't practice religious culture because I have my own culture and our things and how them ones work. So I'm just telling people that basically to understand religion, you've got to understand why things look like that. Why is it that most of our rituals and customs came from pagans that came before us? Even if you look at medicine and you look at a man like Hippocrates, when he designed his oath, he was in Alexandria in Africa, Egypt one time, and he looked at the pagans and how they used to worship Ra, and they said, okay, they do surgeries, let's learn them once, but instead of sacrificing people to Ra, let's try and heal them with the practices that we learn. So it's basically like that. You have to look at religion like that, and you have to look at the things that manifest in your mind in the same way. You have to look at things that pagans do and see if you can use that to promote the Most High. So basically that's how I handle my religion. I have my own church, and basically there's no one in that, there's just one man, and that is I. So basically in my church I develop myself spiritually and see what my mind looks like, and basically when I get to see what I have developed into, I have to consider myself as a church leader as well as a congregant. So I look at it and I say, well, if you develop this certain power in your mind, then you can either be a pagan or a religious man. So basically I choose to be a religious man regardless of what power I find in my mind. I choose to use it for the Most High. So basically, yeah, this helped me understand and break away from the traditional church and to be able to start my own one. So when I meet a ritual custom that's practiced by pagans, I can use that in a religious way. I can use that to promote the Most High instead of carrying on like that's pagan, it's evil, ignore that, because we've been doing that since the beginning of time. Even the Almighty himself, his name is mentioned in a pantheon. It's mentioned in a Phoenician pantheon where he was just one of the deities that they used to worship at that time. So he used to be a pagan god, but now he's a religious one. There's nothing really different between religion and pagan. It's the same thing. The only difference is you have to be working for the right Lord, and basically it's just a chance you take. It's like throwing a coin. So basically I think that I've got the right God in mind, so I'm gonna be working for him whatever happens. Even if something manifests in my mind and I think that ritual there is paganistic, I'm gonna try to figure out a way of how to use it in a religious context. So basically look at the things like the beast from the east that comes from, well, it comes from east and it hits the UK, and it has some periodic signs, and obviously man with acronym use that. They can use that to try and induce death in all of us, but they can as well use it for helping us. But when they're fighting as man with acronym, they actually involve themselves in doing, well, witchcraft and sorcery, because hold on, you're telling me spies get paid to become witches in other nations? That's the way it is in the human race right now. The people who do that couldn't stay down. They had to find a way of using their powers to help us. So they help one nation by destroying another one. That's the devil's game, and they're still playing that one. So basically, you look at the beast from the east and you say, if it hits periodically and it messes up your pipe works and flesh, and then basically you fatigue and creep and break down and your heart will stop and then you die, how can you use it in another way where you can actually promote health and let people live long and where they can enjoy their life? So these are the questions that I go through every time I see phenomena. I don't get spooked out like the traditional Christians do now and they say, oh God, I can't do that, that's a pagan thing. But you look at the pagan thing and say, is there any way I can use that to promote life and to help us exist, human race exist to the end of time? Can I do that? And you ask yourself that question. You've never asked yourself that, and you never got the message, because every ritual you have is a pagan one. So basically, I've come across a phenomenon in my mind, and I'm a religious man, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to use it to harm people. Yeah, I'm going to use it to defend people. Yeah, and the first person that needs defending is me. That's why it's going to look like I'm harming people. I'm actually defending them.